As a proud Indian, and I'm a firm believer that the time for India to really take its rightful position in the world has arrived. Around 30 years ago, 1990, as we all know, India's per capita was slightly higher than China's. But today, China per capita is 6 times that of India. It definitely looks like at some point along the way, the last 30 years, we have missed the bus to an extent. However, all is not lost. Nations have made up for their lost time. What China could achieve in 30 years, I believe India could do in less than 15 years, provided we get it right this time. India has indeed many natural advantages. The country is blessed with abundant natural resources, minerals, enough resources to provide adequate energy. It has large amount of water resources, has rivers, lakes, water bodies, enough to irrigate its farmlands and supply drinking water to all of its citizens and its industry as well. But more importantly, we have an even greater resource, the human resources. All nations across the world, especially in the developed world, have gone through a phase of demographic dividend. But it's important to remember that it can only happen once in the growth of a nation. This time, if you think for a minute, 65% of India is less than the age of 35. The median age of India today is 27. This, by far, is the highest number of working population any country has had in the entire history of mankind. Most developed nations developed quite rapidly, increasing their GDP multifold when they went through this phase of demographic dividend and reaping it properly. However, what we believe to be a great benefit can also become a great burden, great demographic burden, if we do not capitalize on this quickly. What is seen as a great asset can also become a great liability if we do not consciously create a conducive environment for large-scale employment. Around 55% of India today leans heavily on agriculture. While so many Indians depend on agriculture, in reality, farming in India runs on sustenance mode. Average farmer only has 2.6 acres of land holding. To be able to become a part of the developed world and join the first world league, India needs to make sure that its agriculture becomes a viable business opportunity, and then it needs to train its youth to create an alternate mode of employment, leveraging the surplus agriculture produced. As a step one, we have to ensure that the farmers convert their business into a viable one. The good news is, many of these transformations that can be done, which India needs, my state, Telangana, has already taken the lead in implementing them. About 9 years ago, the new state of Telangana was formed on the 2nd of June 2014. And it has gone through a revolutionary transformation in just 9 years to become a pioneer state. In fact, I keep telling a lot of my friends and a lot of forums wherever I speak, I keep saying, in the 75 years of Indian independence, Telangana today is the most successful startup state. And the reason why I say this is because we have tried to get our basics right. What are the basics I am referring to? We are the first state in India in 75 years of independence to have provided a portable drinking water connection to each and every one of our 10 million homes. We're ranked number 1 in the country through a program called as Mission Bhagirath, where we've spent $5.5 billion of investment and have created massive infrastructure which will last, which will take care of all the water scarcity or water issues for the next 50 years. In fact, we have become a role model state for the country through Mission Bhagirath. We have inspired Government of India to launch Jal Jeevan Mission. We've also inspired about 11 other states in the country to follow suit. For those of you who may not be aware or who may not believe in what I'm about to say, I urge you, if you have a phone in your hand, to pull it up, probably open Google and search the world's largest lift irrigation project. you would not believe the answer Google will give you. It is Kaleshwaram lift irrigation project based out of Telangana, where we lift water from 80 meters above sea level, and through a multiple stage lifting system, we bring it all the way to 618 meters. Through this multiple lift irrigation system, we have been able to achieve almost 9 million acres of land under irrigation. We have been able to bring 9 million acres of land under irrigation. We've also been able to cater to a mega city like Hyderabad and all of its drinking water needs for the next 50 years. It is an engineering marvel. We often speak about Chinese execution and how quickly the Chinese have been able to pull out engineering marvels and constructions. But this project, Kaleshwaram lift irrigation project, has been completed by our government in Telangana in a span of 4 years flat. We also have pioneered several innovative schemes in farming sector, such as Raitu Bandhu, a farm input assistance scheme, where each and every farmer for every crop season gets 5,000 rupees per acre. And this is an investment, which is an input assistance. And more importantly, let me also quickly add, we have ensured holistic, all-round development across multiple sectors in my state. For those of you who may have taken a vaccine shot during or after the pandemic, let me tell you one thing which might surprise you. If you've taken a vaccine or the next time your child is getting a vaccine shot, there's 1 in 3 chance that it could have been manufactured in Telangana. We produce 9 billion doses of vaccines from my state, 900 crores, in fact, translated into a number which I think many Indians would relate to. 900 crores of vaccines every year. And what is even more staggering, we produce 40% of India's bulk drugs and pharmaceuticals. And even more importantly, for those of you who are looking to set up a base in pharmaceuticals or life sciences, let me also add, we also have the largest number of US FDA approved manufacturing facilities for any province in the world. We have 214 US FDA approved manufacturing facilities. The second largest is in the state of New Jersey, US, with 189. That goes to show you the kind of strength Telangana has developed and nurtured over the last 1 decade or so in life sciences ecosystem. We started our journey as a power deficit state, but today I stand before you as a proud Telanganite who have been able to overcome the power crisis. In fact, we are now a power surplus state. More importantly, we are the leader in renewable energy production per capita in the country. We have achieved several distinctions in the grassroots sector, in health, in irrigation, in power. I can go on and on. Now, the conclave is called Ideas for India. So what am I trying to say here? What Telangana has been able to do in a short span of 9 years, if only the rest of India can do it, I think we will be in the first world in a matter of 15 to 20 years. Likewise, just to put, if I have to sum up Telangana's story in one sentence and how well we've done in the last 9 years, we are less than 2.5% of India's population, but our contribution to India's GDP is 5%. We are literally punching double our weight in the category. It's like a 50-kilo boxer fighting in a 100-kilo category. More importantly, we are ranked consistently on the ease of doing business rankings in the top 2 or 3. We are, besides being the vaccine hub of the world, we are also the seed bowl of the country, and we also, in fact, consume largest amount of power in India. The highest per capita consumption for any state in India belongs to Telangana. I can go on, there's plenty of other things. But we also have been very judicious and fiscally prudent when it comes to investing in infrastructure. In 2019, Prime Minister Modi had called for a meeting of all the political party heads and had asked us, India is on the cusp of celebrating 75 years of independence. What should we do as a nation, cutting across different things that divide us? What should we do to be in the first world in the next 15 to 20 years is the question he asked us. From my political party, I was there, and I told Prime Minister Modi candidly that we ought to do only one thing. The 3I mantra, which I believe will propel India into the first world. Focus on innovation, create infrastructure, and let the growth be inclusive. If you're able to achieve these three things, it is absolutely possible that India will actually take its rightful position in a very, very short span of time. What do I mean by innovation? I just don't mean startups. I don't just mean all the disruptions that are happening in the business. Even governments can innovate. In Telangana, we have come out with a very innovative industrial policy called as the TS IPAS. Now, TS IPAS literally stands for Telangana State Industrial Project Approval Self-Certification System. We have conferred upon the investor a right to self-certification. As long as you believe that you are going to be in compliance with the law of the land, you can hit the ground running in Telangana. You can start the construction of your factory on day one. You don't need to meet the minister. You don't need to meet the principal secretary. You don't need to meet any official in Telangana. You can, if you have already procured a piece of land, you can start construction on day one. Only for regulatory purposes, we request that you submit all the details, the nature of your business, the potential employment, the potential revenue, what kind of taxes would you be paying, etc., all in the TSI Pass portal. Once we receive that information, by statute, by legislation, we promise all clearances in 15 days. And if you don't deliver on the 15-day window, on the 16th day, it's a deemed approval, it's an automatic approval. No other Indian state will tell you this. Let me also add one more thing. India was known for red tape, was known for all the bureaucratic hurdles that are put in the way of an entrepreneur, of an enterprise being set up. But today in Telangana, we have laid out a red carpet. What we promise you is, if we do not deliver on the 15-day window, not only is it a deemed approval, from the 16th day, this law, this piece of legislation, actually empowers me to levy a penalty of ₹1,000 per day on the bureaucrat who holds up your clearance. Again, no other Indian state can tell you this. And the last thing I'll tell you on this TSI Pass, this law gives me such flexibility as a minister, me and my team. If any of you entrepreneurs from UK is entertaining the thought of investing in India, my humble request to you is, if my competition, it could be Karnataka, it could be Gujarat, it could be Maharashtra, it could be some other state. If you're willing to share the details of what they are offering you to lure you to their state, I promise you this, through this policy, I will either meet or beat the best offer you have from any other state in India. Now, for those of you who are thinking, this guy is a politician, so obviously, whatever he says, is he just BSing his way through or does it actually work? Let me tell you, in the last 8 years of legislating TSI Pass, we have been able to give more than 23,000 clearances in my state, have been able to raise $47 billion of investment, have created 2.4 million direct job potential through this window. Again, in case you're still wondering, does it actually work really? Let me tell you, Amazon's world's largest campus is not in Seattle. It is in Hyderabad. It's a 3.1 million square foot campus. We gave them all clearances. We gave them all clearances in 11 days flat. Not only Amazon. You take a look at the top 5 most valued tech companies of the world. Apple, Microsoft, Google, Meta, and if you go on, Uber, Salesforce, ServiceNow, Micron, Qualcomm, Novartis, Medtronic, all these large marquee names have their second largest base in the world outside of their headquarters in my city, Hyderabad. And the reason why we've been able to do this is purely because we've innovated in policy. That's what I meant when I said innovation is important even in governance. Now, infrastructure, let me tell you, we have done some truly astounding things in Telangana. Not only have we built the world's largest lift irrigation project, not only have we delivered on potable drinking water connection to each and every home, not only have we made our state a power surplus state by again balancing our energies and ensuring that 20% of this comes from renewable, most importantly, We have invested in world-class academic institutions. We have created more than 1,000 Gurukul schools, where each of our children from socially underprivileged background, marginalized background, are given quality education. We spend 1,25,000 rupees on each and every child in these schools, and more than 6 lakh children, more than 600,000 children go through this school system. Yesterday, when the class 12 results were declared by the state government, it's a matter of great pride and happiness that most of the children from these Gurukuls have topped and have come out with flying colors. Telangana today also presents a balanced, holistic, integrated model. Now what do I mean? On the one hand, our IT exports have risen by 400%, but our agriculture has also expanded by 119%. Once a dry state, once a parched area, once an area that was known for backwardness, Telangana today is giving Punjab a run for its money in terms of paddy production. Thanks to the projects like Kaleshwar, thanks to large irrigation projects and even minor irrigation resources. We have not neglected the rural and urban development. Our population is less than 3% of India, but we win 30% of the awards declared by the national government on the Panchayati Raj Day. It goes to show you a balanced rural development and urban development model, a balance between IT exports and agriculture, a balance between industry and environment. In fact, Telangana is a proud state that has increased its green cover by 7.7%, highest for any state in the country. We have created 513,000 acres of new forests. The reason why I'm mentioning all this is because if Telangana, as a committed, conscientious, humane, welfare-oriented, progressive state, led by our Honorable Chief Minister KTR, has been able to achieve these kind of results in a very short span of time, why can't the rest of India follow suit? Why can't we have the same model be implemented by the rest of India? We not only get to witness great vision, execution and tangible progress, but most importantly, we also have freedom of speech, which has now become a rare commodity in India, I must add. In my state, we have social harmony. It doesn't matter which religion you belong to, what language you speak, which country you come from. We call everyone a Telangana Bidda, a Telangana. We embrace all. We embrace all. We shun none. The reason why I call my state the most successful startup state of India is because of all the metrics that I've just mentioned. My humble request to all of you fellow Indians and those of you also who are from Britain, India is a great state, India is a great country to invest, but it's very important to choose your gateway wisely, because India is a federal republic. While the FTA, the trade policy, the trade tariffs, etc. are in the domain of union government, what's more important is to realize that the real action is in the states. Manpower, land, water, fiscal incentives, electricity, all the things that you need to set up an enterprise in India are in the hands of the states, are in the domain of the states. My humble request to you, all of you who are keen on investing in India, please choose wisely, please choose your gateway wisely. For India to become truly a powerful nation, we need stronger states and more empowered, more decentralized administration. I thank Prateek and the entire team of India Week for this opportunity. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.